Can you put it on Pandora? I think you can put it on Pandora, Apple Music, and then people can stream it. But this on YouTube with Matt and Shane, it already has 229,000 views. So
if you mention somebody else, it produces it helps them with their.
It helps the algorithm, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that, but I didn't know who to talk about. I was like, I watch a ton of podcasts. And one time I thought I could do a podcast reviewing podcasts. And I thought, well, why don't people just watch the podcast? I was like, I guess I could do little clips of highlights of the week of all these podcasts that I watch. And then I thought, that's so much fucking work.
Right.
And then I was like, and why wouldn't you just go and watch the podcast if you're that big a fan? Maybe somebody couldn't catch up during the week. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, are you listening to me?
It's so it shall be 3 times 3 times 3.
I literally was talking to you. I'm sitting here trying to talk about podcast stuff.
I know you were.
It's like I've done so much research on podcasting, and now that we're about to do it, I'm like, what do I have to talk about?
What does she say?
Are you on TikTok again?
Yep.
I told you to get on it, and now you're addicted, huh?
Yeah.
I know.
I'm literally not got off of it yet.
The other day I spent 8 hours on it.
I shared my video.
The other day I spent 8 hours on it. Here, follow me. I'll follow you.
Look, this is my... Oh, snap.
What? What is it?
It's my gay show.
file is open. File you.
Hold on. I have to figure out how to search for you. Are you on here? Type me in. Type in Cat Loves Music. It's up at the top on the main page.
Yeah, no, I'm working on it. Shit.
Are you almost ready, babe?
Yeah, I already did.
Oh, we could have been going?
Sure.
Okay. Cat underscore. Let me see what my name is. Cat underscore. How do I find me? Right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Cat underscore.
Oh, that's why I gotta look up on
at. You have to put at.
Yeah, at.
Cat underscore loves underscore music 1.
No results.
How's that not possible? How's that possible? Look, it literally says at Cat Loves Music 1. Did you put a space between 1?
No. It still says no results.
Okay, well, forget it then.
Okay.
How do I have 1,498 people following me?
Okay, go under mine. Mine's at Lady of Joy 1968.
I'm not going to do it right now because he's already got it set up.
Well, you can send me. Well, we're still talking, but we can still do this.
Right, but we got to go.
That's what we're talking about. Something that I need to know.
Okay, well, first off, I don't want to show you how technologically illiterate I am.
So during the last meeting,
You got to be more smarter than me if you've done that.
Okay,
Search.
what is it? At Lady
Joy.
all one word.
Yep.
1968.
Yep.
Nope, wrong. 1968.
Search.
And you come up.
Yep.
But I don't.
Follow me.
And then when it does that, when you see that it's me following you back.
Follow back. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. All right, because we're going to have to post clips of our podcast on there.
Right.
So
there you go. You got more than I do. Somebody shooting. Oh, that's Craig.
Somebody's trying to be my friend?
No.
Or follow me?
Yeah. Well,
do I have a private one or something?
No, they're trying to follow me.
Oh. Do you allow it? Is it kind of like Facebook? Or no, because you just followed me and I followed you without permission.
Right.
Okay. It's giving you suggestions of who to follow.
Right.
Okay.
Oscar.
So, let's just start it.
Okay.
Let's introduce ourselves.
Okay. In that case,
Okay, welcome to Ganny and Gram Gram's podcast. This is our inaugural one, and we're just going to talk about our lives and what it's like to be in our 50s, be Gram Grams and Gannys and mothers and friends, and we're very close friends. We talk every day, and we thought, why not monetize it?
heck yeah, we talk to each other so much that, quote, we might as well do it in the...
We might as well get paid for it.
Right, that's
what I was thinking.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, we might
Okay.
as well get paid for it.
So what I wanted to talk about first was today I got a call from Chelsea, my daughter.
Right.
I don't know if I should use names. Maybe I should just say my daughter 2.
Okay, that'll work.
So
Well, I don't know
today
who you're talking about, though.
they won't know her last name. It's
No.
not the same as mine.
Right.
But anyways, I got a call from her today, and she was crying, and she was like, my daughter went on her first ski trip today. And I was like, oh yeah, those moments.
Right.
You get, so it's like, oh, she went by herself without me on a trip. And I was like, and how are you doing? And she goes, well, honestly, right now I just followed the bus up the mountain just outside of town.
Well, in that case, she's not really doing it alone when you got...
I was like, can she see you?
Right.
And she goes, I don't think so.
Right.
I go, do you want her to see you? She goes, no. I
No,
don't
that
want her to
embarrassed
see-"
her big time.
I was like, well, maybe she'd find it endearing. She goes, Mom, you find it endearing. She'd find it embarrassing.
Right? That's why I said she would find it embarrassing.
And I was thinking to myself, what were some of the times that I remember when I thought, oh, my kids are growing up? You know what I mean?
Right.
I was like, okay, I don't feel like they're grown up now.
We'll never feel like that because for the simple fact is they're still our babies.
Right. And I was like,
Except my daughter, on the other hand.
I mean, they think one of my daughters actually told me, Mom, I don't need you to be my mother. I need you to be my friend.
Right.
And I was like, I am your friend.
Right. You're your
But
friend
I
and
am-
still your mother.
I'm always going to be your mother. I
Right.
can't help that.
Right. Yeah, see, that's...
When you get sick, you're going to go, Mommy. You're going to want Mama.
Right, and that's what...
You're not going to want friend.
Right, and that's the thing about it. It's the same thing with my daughter. She said the same thing. Mom, I don't need a mother. I need a friend. Well, I can't change that, for one. And for two, we're not good friends.
My friends don't talk to me like that.
No, hell no, they don't. And
I'd knock the shit out of my friend if they talk to me like
See?
you talk to me.
hello, and that would happen because, boy...
I don't know how long we'd be friends.
Not long at all.
No, I'm just kidding.
No,
It's different.
I'm being real.
It's different
Not
how each
long
one
at
of
all.
your kids, you love them all the same, right? You love them all the same, but your different dynamics with each child, you're like, okay, this one here, I kind of need to walk on eggshells with because she might get mad or think I'm thinking the worst of her at all times.
Right.
And this one here, she pretty much is sensitive. You know what I mean? And not in a way that angers her, but more would make her cry. You know what I mean?
I don't have that. I got 2 children. One of them says, Mama, dude.
Right.
I hate that. Don't call me a dude.
I say dude all the time. I think it's from, well, I'm from California, so I
But
think
no,
that's
she'll
why.
do it, dude.
She goes, dude.
Yeah. And but if it's something that she wants to talk to me about, it's like, Mama. But at the same time, there's another time when she's trying to talk to me about something that's, Lisa.
Oh my God, my daughter, when she gets mad at me, she literally calls me by my name.
Yeah,
my first name.
That's my daughter.
And I thought to myself, if I said that to my mother, first of all, I wouldn't even be here.
Nope, we'd have our teeth down our throats, or we'd be across the room, or something.
Not a joke. I'm not even hyperbole right now. That my mother would have knocked me into last week, and she would have said, "You know what a bitch last week was."
Wow.
That's what she said to me on a regular basis. I will knock you into last week, and you know what a bitch last week was.
Yeah, that would be my mama. My mama's like, you know what you got when you was young? Don't get it again when you're grown. You ain't forgot, have you?
And I think to myself, well, I obviously wouldn't want to ever treat not that I don't love my mother, but I would never want to treat my children the way my mother treated
And
me.
see, Ree told me today about Malachi, and she was like, Mom, you know the way you did us when we was growing up. You abandoned us when we really needed to talk to you, and And because I told him, I said, if you don't get your shoes on, I'm going to leave you here. She said, don't do that. That causes
Trauma.
abandonment.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That
oh.
says if you don't do what I want, you're out of my life.
And that's exactly what she told me. And I was like, wow, I didn't know that.
I know. I'm learning things too, you know.
I smoked a lot of weed, so I don't know. My shit went to, oh, I did that.
Right.
And it's like, ooh.
I do a lot of I'm sorry now. And I'll do better. Because I don't think it's good enough to just say I did the best I could.
Right.
Because I really did.
Yeah, we all did the best we could.
Even though my best could have been better, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, knowing now, not I guess. Knowing now what I know now,
Yeah.
my best could have been a lot better.
That's like when Ree tells me, Mama, don't say but at the end of something, because you're not really saying okay, you're just saying...
Like, I'm sorry, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
The but negates the sorry.
And that's what I'd be. Whatever. Okay. No, Mom, it's not that. You can't agree to something and then say, but.
Or say this. I'm sorry, but you did this,
Yes.
this.
And that's what she says. Don't do that. That's letting me know you're not listening to what I'm saying.
And you're not really sorry. There's still conditions. Yeah. I don't know. I thought to myself, I remember the first time, I remember a lady, remember I told you about that lady that taught me about the kid touching the leg?
Right.
And
And
then you going like this, excuse me, and then going, what do you have to say?
Right.
That worked so perfectly. I practiced it with my kids with nobody around, and I pretended I'm talking, and then touched my leg, and I went blah, 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 and then I went, excuse me, and then I went down, and I taught them that I would do that. As long as they didn't say mommy, mommy, mommy.
Bluey. You ever did the cartoon Bluey? Oh, man. It's a cartoon. The Bluey shows a lot of stuff that adults need to pay more attention to than just the children.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's something that he did. He was taking them to the park. And every time he ran into somebody, Bluey was getting upset because he was ready to go to the park. And he was like, come on, Dad, come on. And then it was like, oopsies, you gotta go. Well, I'll talk to you later, da-da-da. And then he finally set him down. He was like, when I'm having a conversation with an adult and you need to say something to me, come to me and put your hand on my leg or my hand. That lets me know I gotta stop what I'm doing in the conversation and focus on you.
As soon as there's a break.
Yep.
That's what I say. Wherever I have a chance to say, excuse me for a second.
Right. And that's
not right when you do it. I'm not going to go, excuse me.
Right.
I'm going to wait till there's a break.
Yeah.
And I practice that with them. And don't you know at work they stopped going, mommy, mommy, mommy. And it also made me tune in to them instead of tuning them out.
Right. And see,
you know what I mean?
I do that now with Malachi. Because Malachi come up to me, he'll go, Ganny, Ganny. And I'm like, hold on for a second. It's like if I'm on the phone with somebody, I'll tell them, hold on a second. My grandbabies won't ask
right.
a question.
Now, I do that too. And I don't think I did that enough when my kids were little.
I don't think I did either.
And I've learned.
I don't think I did enough.
I think I would be on the phone and I'd get lost in it because I was so overwhelmed by being a mom that I was looking for a way to check out with my friends.
Right. Do you need somewhere to lay that? Oh, okay.
But anyways, I think looking back now, I wasn't doing it on purpose.
Right.
But looking back now, I think I was like, oh, somebody called me.
Right.
Thank God. You know what I mean? I'm overwhelmed by these 4 kids. I had 4 kids by the time I was 25.
Hey.
Yeah.
You were busy.
I was very busy, and I was so fertile that I got my tubes tied at 25.
See, I got mine tied right after my daughter was born. She was born in 94. So, same time I was having her. You can snip, burn, cut, tie, do what you want to do.
Did you have a C-section or natural?
C-section.
Both of them?
Mm-hmm.
I had 2 natural, 2 C-section.
Yeah, but yeah, no.
I would much rather have a natural childbirth because recovering from a C-section is awful. You have a regular birth, a natural birth. You get up, you're moving around. It's totally great. You feel tired and everything from pushing and all that. And you're sore, for sure.
Yeah.
But you're nowhere near as sore as you are with a C-section.
Oh, God. It is
You're nowhere near as...
Oh. Yeah.
I don't recommend C-sections. I mean, I know they're necessary, like they were for us,
Right.
but I don't recommend them.
Right. Well, thank God I was staying. When I had my first child with my son, I had C-section, and I went to my mama's during it, and I got woken up to where's my baby? I screamed bloody murder. But I moved so slow out of that bed. I was like, Mama, where is my baby? Oh, he's in here in the middle of my bed. You were sleeping so good I didn't want to wake you.
Oh, Jesus.
You talking about somebody panicking?
I know.
I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm up now. She was like, okay.
I was
Go
thinking,
take a shower and do whatever you're going to do.
I told my daughter this a while back, but I told her, I was thinking I might I told my oldest daughter this, but I thought I might tell my other children this when I'm given the chance to. The first night as a mother of a new child is so freaking terrifying. It is, I told my daughter, I came home, I'm 17 years old. I come home, I've got this baby I had no idea what to do with. And your dad left and went to his 21st birthday party. And here I was alone with this baby.
Right.
And I was like, what in the hell do I do? You were crying and you wouldn't latch on because my nipple was inverted.
Right.
And I had to get this thing to go, thing to go over the top of it, and it caused the nipple to suck back out.
Right.
But while that was happening, I was getting more and more engorged, so it was getting flatter and flatter.
Right.
And I was only able to nurse on one side.
Right.
And so the other side got all filled up with milk, and she wasn't being satisfied with just one breast, and she was crying, and I was just sitting there just going, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do?
Yeah.
And
that was when postpartum depression was finna kick in.
I don't know, but I remember just thinking, I remember exactly what I was thinking.
Right.
It's you and me.
You and me. We gotta wait this
It's you
word.
and me. I don't know how this is going to work. And I remember talking to her going, I'm really scared right now.
Right. You're talking to a newborn baby and they're going,
I'm really scared right now, but I'm going to figure it out.
right.
Here I am, 17 years old. I'm going to figure this out. I did not take home ec in high school. I did not know what I was doing. And thank God I was breastfeeding, even though it was so hard. Did you breastfeed?
I tried with my son. I'm getting hot. Very much hot. I'm sweating. And they brought him in there, and my boobs had swole up.
Already, immediately, or was it a couple days later?
No, it was like immediately.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they were the most beautiful things.
Oh, man, my tits were so pretty.
Yeah, they were pretty. Until
I was like,
they
don't
went
touch
down.
them. Don't touch
That's
them.
what I said. Don't touch them. They
look
hurt.
at them. They're beautiful.
Yeah, they hurt like a hell, but don't you touch them. And they was like, well, we want to see if you can, breastfeed.
If you can latch on, yeah.
Girl, he went to go do that, and I was like, oh, hell no. That
It hurts,
I
yeah.
said, no, we good. She said, okay, so what do you want to do? Dry them up. But I don't want them to go, I want them to stay like this.
Good luck.
And
They looked at you and started laughing.
Yeah, and it was like, that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen. The milk goes away, and they deflate a little bit.
Oh, yeah, that is the truth. And I was like, wow. Once they went back to the little flat sides that I had, my little ABs, I was so depressed.
I know. I went from a size A, I think I was a 34A, and I went to a 36 double D.
Wow.
Yeah. I watched the stretch marks happen. I watched as they got bigger and bigger,
Right.
and when the first letdown happened.
See, I didn't have stretch marks and the boys usually, it was the girls. Okay, girls is where they get bigger when you're having a girl. And I think I didn't have stretch marks
Who
until...
told you this? Is this well known?
Yeah.
Your boobs get bigger with girls?
Yep. Because the girls go from... That's how you know when you're having a boy and a girl. The top part's for the girl and the bottom part's for the boy. You expand at the bottom for boys and you expand at the top for girls.
I'm trying to think of what I look like pregnant.
I don't want to go back there.
Here's what I look like pregnant. From the back, you could not tell I was pregnant. But from the front, people were asking me at 6 months along,
Right.
are you due? Are you due any day now? I'm like, no, I still have 3.5 months left.
See, that's like with my son. I didn't gain weight until I got put in the hospital when I almost lost him at 5.5 months.
Oh my gosh, what happened?
I don't know. I woke up the next morning, went to the bathroom to pee after I had a big boom in the bottom of my stomach and I was bleeding. And then I called my kid's daddy. I was like, hey, go over there across the hall and get Stephanie. Something's not right. And he's going, oh, you'll be okay. I said, dude, come here. Oh, what? He's all, no, it ain't right. I said, no, it's not
How
right.
far along were you?
I was 5.5 months going in my 6th month. Yeah, when I got Stephanie and he got Stephanie, this might be the reason why I'm hot.
The heating pad?
Yeah.
If I didn't need it for my back, I'd take it out too because I asked my, oh, sidebar just for 1 second. I asked my daughter today because she was in my room putting covers on herself. I had my window open with my fan on and it's 27 degrees outside. And she goes, I go, am I having hot flashes? And she goes, yeah. It is freezing ass cold in here. And I go, no, I'm not all of a sudden getting hot. I'm staying hot.
That's a hot flash.
Is it one that just lasts for days?
Yeah, it can last for, I mean, there's times when you're so hot from a hot flash that it takes at least maybe 4 to 6 hours for it to go away.
I don't have that. I don't ever have it where it gets, oh, yes, I do. And I'm like, open up the window right now. I'm dying hot.
Those are
But
hot
to be
flashes.
fair, when I look at the thermometer that's on our clock, it says 86 degrees. That is dying hot.
Yeah, that's hot.
So that's not a hot flash.
That's not a hot flash.
That's too fucking hot.
That's too hot in the house. Period.
Okay, now go back to what was happening.
And he went over across the hall and he got Stephanie, which Stephanie was leaving the parking lot. And he wagged her down and she was like, what do you want to do? You want to call an ambulance? You want to go straight to the hospital? At the time, I was going at Vanderbilt.
Right.
And I was like, just take
Were
me to
you
Vanderbilt.
living in Nashville at the time?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
That's where I'm from.
I would have went even if I lived here. Because I don't trust the hospital here.
Right.
I would have went straight to Nashville.
Well, I did. I ended up, she took me and they was like, you're in labor. I'm like,
Oh my god.
I'm
And they
not
gave
that-
you that. Did they give you that stuff that turned you all hot?
and stops me from going into labor.
Yeah.
I called my sister and I was like, Tana, I'm in the hospital. What's wrong? I said, I'm in pre-delivery. And she said, all you can do is pray. And I prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed while I was in that recovery room right then. Because I didn't want him to come, but if it happened, it happened.
Right.
But yeah, I stayed in the hospital till I was like 7 months pregnant. And morning, lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, plus 3 snacks a day. And you talking about somebody gaining some weight?
Yeah, they do.
I was gaining a lot of weight. I was like, boy.
Did you throw up a lot with your pregnancies?
I did with my son. I didn't with my daughter.
Every pregnancy that I had that was viable, that I didn't miscarry, because I miscarried quite a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Every pregnancy that I carried full term, I had hyperemesis, which is where you throw up too much and you have to go in the hospital and get IVs and nutrition and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And that would last for the first 3.5 months.
Well, I did.
But if
I did
if the
first
baby
3
didn't
months.
get born, and I was just pregnant, because I was pregnant with twins twice, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had no vomiting, nothing, but I miscarried them.
Mm.
So I don't know if there's something to. I felt better whenever I got pregnant again and I was throwing up.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, good, I'm probably gonna keep it. It's
Right.
probably gonna stay.
Right.
But so what ended up happening? Was he born early?
Mm-mm. No, he stayed his full 9 months, even 2 weeks over.
That I was in preterm labor with my second daughter, and she ended up being born late too.
Yeah.
Like a week late.
I think it has something
Were
to
they
do.
covered? Was it covered in all that white stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. I forget what that's called. Colostrum? No, that's the stuff that comes out your nipple
Right.
before you start breastfeeding.
I'm looking at him going, is he really listening to the conversation about breasts? and
Should
all
we
that?
say my husband is the producer?
Oh, yeah, yes. That, by
And-
the way, he is the producer.
And he's really interested in lady parts. Well, I mean, I should say he is really
yeah,
interested in
because
lady
he's not
parts.
said anything else. He's not even looked up or nothing while we're having this conversation.
I feel like he's not looking up on purpose.
Oh,
I
well,
feel like
that's a
he's
good
like,
thing.
I have no business being part of this conversation, but I'm here.
He's in his phone, so
You know, I was telling him, I go, nobody, I was looking up online. This is completely off left field. I'm changing the subject, sorry.
Okay,
I have ADD real bad, I know.
right. That's like me diving down the road. I'll be talking about something. Say, oh, did you see that? And they're going,
Do you have ADD?
I have ADHD.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think it's all called the same thing. But anyways, I was looking up online how to have sex when you're in massive pain. I actually typed in massive pain and I put how to have sex when you're in massive and it put dick. And I was like, okay, it's trying to fill in for me.
Right.
I'm trying to say pain. Okay, let's go back and make this a little bit more pleasing. How to have sex when you're on your period? No. When your back hurts.
Right.
It's all filling in for me.
No, I hate it when it does that.
It fills in for you, and I'm like, what kind of freak do you think I am? But some of the stuff I type in and I see it fill in, I'm like, big black dick?
Nope, that's not what I want. Let's just go back to what I'm trying to say.
I mean, I have one that I'm married to. I don't know if I should say that, though. But
I hope you block that out.
Block that out, honey. I don't want people trying to get with you because they know you have a nice dick.
Oh, hell. Conversation between friends. Get it?
Yeah, you're just a fly on the wall here, honey. I'm just talking to my
Yeah.
girlfriend here. But I was trying to find ways because, you know, we both have really bad backs.
Right.
And that's why we're in this bed.
Right.
Because
we
we were
on
trying
heating
to-
pads.
We were trying to figure out how we could do a podcast and still be comfortable
Right.
because we both are practically bedridden
Right.
and we both lay on our heating pads every day. Our backs are that bad.
I sleep with mine.
And I was like, let's just make the bed our what's it called? Look, this is part of aging.
I know. And I'm sitting here blank.
Not stage. What's it called?
Well, sort
Honey,
of.
you can chime in. What's it called?
What?
Background.
Yes. Background. See? We don't remember shit from... And once our brain goes, I don't know what you're talking about.
I literally couldn't think the word.
Can we go in the filing cabinet? Okay. Ching ching, open it
I
up.
feel
Oh,
like
that's
there-
what we're talking about.
Do you feel like there's something in there that's literally running around going, what's she talking about? What's she talking about?
Right, remind me of the cartoon, Inside Outside.
Oh, I love that cartoon. Do you know who I love? Lewis Black. The angry one.
Oh, yeah.
He's an excellent comedian. And he's on The Daily Show. He does little rants on The Daily Show. And he has a podcast I like to listen to. He kind of does, he's kind of like that in real life. He's curmudgeon-y. So he wasn't really acting. He wasn't too far out what he really is.
Right, he's that person.
That's why they cast him.
Right.
They probably wrote that character with him in
Just for
mind.
him. There you go.
But I love that movie. I love it so much. But I don't know. Anyways, I was thinking that I wanted to talk about the ice storm.
Oh, that thing. I slept through it.
I'm not real, even though I've been here since 2007, there hasn't really been that many ice storms since 2007.
That one that we had a couple years ago was bad.
Wasn't ice and snow, so we weren't really just stuck with the ice. We had snow go on top of it, so it wasn't so slippery.
That one was terrible. I mean, terrible. Then you got people out trying to get to the store. Oh, no, you should have thought about that when they kept saying it's going to be bad.
All the shelves were empty. The problem is people don't check the weather.
Nope, they don't. And then they wait till the last minute.
Or they hear from somebody, do you know that storm's coming?
Right. And
You're
see,
like, thank
now-
God for small talk, or I
Right.
wouldn't have known.
Right.
We are like weather freaks.
Oh no, I got my channel
There's-
5 on my phone, and boy, do you know I check. We're supposed to have something going on
Tonight.
Yeah,
Because last night we had an ice storm come in. And oh, I wanted to tell. Did I tell you what I found out what an ice storm is?
a bunch of damn rain that freezes.
No, what I found out from Ryan, who does the weather. He has something like Ryan's Weather, y'all. I'll put it right in the description. But he's got a YouTube channel and he has a TikTok.
Right.
Anyways, he's kind of who I followed for weather because he's so spot on and he has a weather studio in his house or somewhere.
It's 19 to minus. It's the wind chill is 19, but it's 26. Look what's coming in.
Jesus. Well, anyways, he was saying what freezing rain is where it's real cold on the surface.
80%.
Yeah, I told you. That's why the schools are out. That on the surface it's really freezing cold, right?
Uh-huh.
And then there's warm air in the middle there, and then at the very top it's snowing. So it snows and then falls into the middle, which is warm, and then comes out to the bottom and freezes, and that's the freezing rain.
Wow.
Don't you know I was 50 years old before I found that out? Did you know it was that way?
Ha!
What?
Sean Payton
Sean Payton what?
is the coach.
What about him?
Of who?
Denver Broncos.
Yes. Right on.
Oh, okay.
Honey, you're not supposed to interrupt our podcast with that.
Anyway, I'm gonna go outside.
He didn't. He just said,
Are you taking a
"Huh."
break?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been sitting too long. My back's ready.
I think we're doing really good. You, honey?
Plus, we're gonna explore a jump cut.
What's a jump cut? Coming